Hey guys, Jeff with ID10T Garage back here. I want to talk about the taillights of the 71 Plymouth. So, the common thing with these is rusted out bulb sockets. So I'll come back here to the actual bumper. And these are the original bulb sockets. And they are horrible. The springs are gone in them. They're rusted, they're corroded. You can't barely get the bulbs in them. And it's a very common thing with these. So I went and replaced them with some Dorman style bulbs, sockets. The middle one fits great. You have to use a hole saw or stepper bit and bore these out a little bit. And then I just epoxy them in. I did this because the tabs on this just aren't long enough for the thicker sections and to just kind of stick them in here like this, the middle one. And I'll put both the Dorman numbers in here for these replacements. But I just epoxied them in, and what I'm doing is I add a ground wire to the base. You just kind of get away some of the coating off of these bases, and then you can solder right to them. So I'm making a ground wire for them. And that's going to resolve all the issues. And the one thing you have to be careful with is when you're doing this is the wiring. So there's going to be a brake wire and a regular bright wire, or not bright, but you know, just your lights wire. So one's dimmer than the other. So you got to make sure you get your connections right. So if I put the connection for the banjo setting, the longer one on the outside, then my left wire in this scenario, whichever one's closest to the outside when looking forward, goes to the brown wire. So that's, you just got to kind of compare the way they're wired up on factory and make sure you're doing it the same way. That way the left or the right pin connectors here that touch the bottom of the bulb are the right ones to get the right filament on your bulb. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, this is an easy way to fix these. I mean, it sucks. You have to remove your bumper, you got to remove your wiring, and you got to remove these and drill them out and get everything in. So it's a couple-day project, especially with the epoxy wait time. But I'm going to go get these. I'm going to wrap them in some electrical tape. And then probably a zip tie just to keep them nice and secure. And then I'm going to go wire them back up to the wiring harness. So, all right, peace. All right, guys, I got all my wiring done and got the tail panel back on. Like I said, I ran individual grounds to each one of these tail light sockets now. They're soldered on, and that eliminates the pop metal from being an issue. Don't have to worry about that anymore, even though I left the reverse lights the normal way because my reverse lights aren't hooked up. There's no neutral safety switch on that car because of the 440 727 fix. But what I did is I ran both those ground wires from each socket into the ground that attaches to the side light. So I did that on both sides. Now I got dedicated grounds to each one, but the problem is this did not fix my issue. Which the issue was when the headlights are on, or taillights, whatever you want to say, I wasn't getting a blinker on the passenger side. And it turns out it was the same type of issue. The blinker / running light was not grounding properly on the passenger side front. I put a brand new wiring harness on this front side from the firewall back, you know, and I thought that would fix all those issues. It didn't. So it turned out I put a new bulb socket and epoxied it in on the front light right there, and as you can see, it's got the light on, and I soldered on a ground to the socket as well and put it right here, and boom, problem solved. That was the problem the whole time, probably, was this passenger side running light blinker was not getting proper ground to the pop metal in that setup. So But it's all configured and ready to rock and roll now, which means I'm power tour ready. Because we're going to be doing some night driving this year, and I didn't want to be driving at night and not having a passenger side blinker. So I've been chasing this demon for the last couple of days and finally got it figured out. I got one more electrical issue in the car to figure out. That's the dome light. Maybe that's the same issue. I'm starting to see that Mopar doesn't run dedicated grounds to most things, at least the lights. So soldering on and running a ground to it is definitely the way to go to fix a lot of your gremlins, and probably something to test out. I mean, I needed to replace the rears regardless. The springs were dead because they were so rusted. You had no spring, so if you push your bulb down, you couldn't get it all the way down because it wouldn't push down. So getting it to twist in place was a problem. So I'm happy that I got all that done. There was also a lot of wires that had been kind of sliced up and were semi-exposed. So I fixed all those issues and put a lot of heat shrink wrap on and soldered everything up solid. So, all right. It's good to go, boys and ladies. We'll catch you next time.